Hi everyone. So I've put a link for the software that we're going to be using down in the description box. So go ahead and click that and it will take you to this site I've got here. So you want to go ahead and download the software. So a window will pop up. Here you can place a donation if you want to, but the software is completely free. So if you have nothing to offer, you can just go ahead and click this link right here and it will take you to the download site. So you're going to download the file that goes with your operating system. And once you download and install that, we can get started. So once you have your software installed, go ahead and run it. And the first time you open it, this is how it's going to look. You go ahead and create a new project. You can name it whatever you want. Then create that. This will take you to this window where you have your workspace here. And at the bottom of the screen, you can see a tab. We've got a menu. We've got two gates here, an AND gate and a NOT gate. So this bar here at the bottom, this is where you'll find all the circuits that you create and save. So to add a new element to your workspace, for example, an AND gate here, I'll just go and hover over it, left click on my mouse, then move the cursor to where I want to place the element. And then to release it, you just left click the mouse once more. Alright, now if you move your cursor to the left side of the screen, something will pop up here. This is where you put your inputs. And so all your input ports for the circuit, this is where they go. So to place an input port, you just left click and there it goes. And on the right side, we have our output ports. So to place an output port, again, just left click and you have your output port. So that's it for the basics of the software. Now let's dive in and create some gates. So the first gate that we want to create here is a NAND gate. So for a NAND gate, we're going to need two inputs. Here are two inputs. We're going to need an AND gate, and we're also going to need a NOT gate, and we'll need a single output as well. All right. So the next thing to do is to connect these things up. So one of our inputs goes to one of the AND gate inputs, then the other one goes to the other input. Then we're going to connect here. So for these connections, I'm just left clicking, then dragging and left clicking to release. And sometimes the software won't release as you're seeing here. So it keeps dragging the wire after making the connection. So to get rid of that loose wire, you just press escape. And also, after making each connection, do make sure that the wire actually releases before making the next connection. Otherwise, you might end up making a bad connection there. All right, let's make our last connection to the output. And now we have our NAND gate. Okay, so you can go ahead and test it up to see whether it behaves like a NAND gate. So it should turn off once all the inputs are high, and there you go. All right, now you want to go ahead and save this gate. So there are two ways you can do that. One way is to go to the menu, left click, and then select save. Or you can simply press Ctrl+S on your keyboard. So let's go ahead and save that. Call it NAND gate. So you can select a background color for this gate as well. Just gonna go ahead and save that. All right, you see, now it's up here. And you can see it's blurred out, or you can't really use it at the moment because we have the circuit still open here. So to close the circuit, you can click menu again and create a new workspace. This should close this previous circuit, or you can just use Ctrl+N shortcut keys, and that's how I'll be doing it from now on. All right, once we create a new workspace, you can see now we can use our NAND gate in our workspace. All right, let's go ahead and create the next gate. The next is an OR gate. So for an OR gate, we're going to need two inputs. Again, we will need one output, and then for gates we're going to need single NAND gate and two NOT gates. All right, let's connect this up. Okay, so if you want to bend your wires, you can simply click at the point where you want to bend them, left click right here and move up, then left click again and move it like that. All right, wire these things up. All right, then connect it to the output. That's it for OR gate. You can go ahead and test it out to see if it behaves well. I'm not going to do that here. Let's go ahead and save that. All right, moving on to the next gate. All right, the next gate is a NOR gate. For a NOR gate, we're simply going to need an OR gate and a NOT gate. We need two inputs and one output. Then let's go ahead and wire these up. All right, there you have your NOR gate. You're going to go ahead and save that. All right, the next gate is an exclusive OR gate. So we're going to need two inputs again, single output, and for workspace here, we're going to require one OR gate, one NAND gate, and an AND gate. All right, so we're going to connect both our inputs to the OR gate and then both our inputs again to the NAND gate. So let's connect them to the OR gate first. Okay. All right, now let's connect our inputs to the NAND gate. I can simply come here to this wire, left click and connect it to the NAND gate, then come to this wire, left click and connect it to the NAND gate as well. That's it for these connections. Then connect the NAND gate and the OR gate to the AND gate as I'm doing here, and then connect the output of the AND gate to the output, and there you have it for exclusive OR gate. You can go ahead and save that. Right, next we're going to create an exclusive NOR gate. For exclusive NOR gate, we simply take our XNOR gate, then connect it up to a NOT gate. We need two inputs, wire these up to the exclusive OR gate, then connect the exclusive OR gate to the NOT gate to invert it, and we need single output here, and that's it for the Alright, that's it for the exclusive NOR gate. We're going to go ahead and save that. Alright, now we have our gates set up. So these are all the basic gates we discussed in the previous video, all set up. So for this project, for us to create this 8-bit computer, we are going to require a few extra gates in the future, so we might as well create them here and now. Alright, so the first gate that we're going to need is a 3-input NAND gate. Alright, so for a 3-input NAND gate, we're going to require 3 inputs. That's obvious. And we are also going to require an AND gate and a NAND gate, and then we are going to require a single output. So let's connect this up to an AND gate, then connect our AND gate to a NAND gate, then wire the third input directly to the NAND gate, and then connect the NAND to the output. Alright, so as you can see, we have our 3-input NAND gate right here. We're going to go ahead and save that. Let's just put 3 NAND. Save. Next, we are going to create a 3-input AND gate. So for the 3-input AND gate, we need 3 inputs, 1 output. We'll need 2 AND gates. Sorry. Alright. The first 2 inputs, the first AND gate, then connect that up the second AND gate, and third input directly to the second AND gate, and then alright, let me just move this a bit down here, then connect the output to the AND gate. Alright, that's it for the 3-input AND gate. We're going to go ahead and save that 3 AND. We also require a 4-input AND gate. For the 4-input AND gate, we are going to set up our 4 inputs and a single output. So we're going to use a 3-input AND gate for that and a single AND gate. Make the following connections. Alright, that's it for our 4-input AND gate. Go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and create a 3-input OR gate. We need 3 input ports for that, and we need 2 OR gates and a single output. Connect the first 2 inputs, then connect the first gate to the second, wire the third input to the second gate, and then connect the system to the output. Alright, that's it for our 3-input OR gate. We're going to save that. Alright, one last one. Now lastly, we are going to create a 4-input OR gate. Alright, so for the 4-input OR gate, we need 4 inputs. We need a 3-input OR gate right here. We need another OR gate here and an output. Then wire these up like so. Then connect our system to the output. There you have it. Go ahead and save that. Alright, so that's it for the basic setup as far as the gates are concerned. So these are all the gates that we'll be using from now on. Alright, so in our next video we're going to create our binary adder, or rather should I say our binary adder subtractor. This is going to be our first major leap towards making our 8-bit computer, so stay tuned for that one. That's it for now. Thank you for watching.